What it do, 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 what it do. It's your boy Big Val Opinion back with another live video. And today we got some heat coming in the kitchen. So if you can't take the heat, get up out the kitchen. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button. And most important, sub to the channel. It's Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. It is raining. It is storming where I'm at. So look, happy Friday. I got some good content. But the only thing about this content, we ain't gonna be able to dig into it all the way. But I'm finna give y'all just a little bit of what we got cooking. Hey, T.S. Blunt, Stephanie Luke, what's up? What's up? But y'all see the title of the video. R.Kelly, the corporate casket. The corporate casket. Yeah. Hold on. Because that ain't how they titled it. Hope everybody's having a blessed morning. You know, most definitely hope everybody's having a blessed morning. You know, praise God. As always, you know, he's the head of our life. You know, without God, nothing is possible. And with God, everything is possible. So we're going to praise God this morning that we all are here. We coming together, you know, by the grace of God. Ain't he good? Ain't God good? Ain't he's worthy to be praised? Each day we wake up. Each day we wake up. God is worthy to be praised. So y'all give God some praise this morning if y'all up on y'all way to work or just sitting on side your bed, laying in your bed, sitting in your chair, sitting at your table, whatever it may be. If you are alive and you are listening, give God some praise. He deserves it. He deserves it. Man, you know me, y'all know I work at night, so I be on this YouTube and I be roaming around and I just be roaming through these YouTube streets, and man, I be coming across stuff like, how did I miss this? How did I miss this video? You know, I came across a video last night, man, and 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 in the video, the title of the video, it said the well-deserved takedown of R. Kelly. Then it said the corporate casket. The well-deserved. This was the title of the video. The well-deserved takedown of R. Kelly. And then they quoted the corporate casket. The corporate casket. Now, what do you think? What do you think they mean by the corporate casket? What is a corporate casket? You know, if you probably not familiar, Doris, what's going on? Miss Lady T, hey, how's it going? V White, what's going on? If you're not familiar with what a corporate casket look like, you may want to take a look at Kanye West right now. You might want to take a look at Kanye West right now. If you're not familiar with what a corporate casket look like, maybe if you have been paying attention to Kanye West, then it will help you understand what a corporate casket look like. If you're not familiar with what a corporate casket look like, you might want to think back to Michael Jackson. If you're not familiar to what a corporate casket look like, you might want to think back to Prince. If you're not familiar with a corporate casket, you can also take a look back over the last 20 years of R. Kelly's career. Or corporate casket. So what they telling you is through the title of this headline they made, the well-deserved takedown of R. Kelly, the corporate casket. So they tell you that the corporation can take can take your life from you, bury you alive, right? The corporate casket, right? They can kill you while you're alive. Hmm. They do not hide this stuff from us. They put it right in our face. But we have to be willing to want to go there. You have to be willing to want to understand. So, what I do and what I try to do on this platform is I try to debunk certain allegations that are put out. I try to debunk certain things that I hear. This is only part one. But like I say, I am the type to try and debunk the lies that are being spreaded like wildfire. Okay. So here we go. Uh I'm gonna let y'all hear some of this. I'm gonna just let y'all hear the audio. I have a few clips. Like I say, I'm not coming. This is part one. There will be a part two when I'm able to discuss this with the panel, and let everybody hear what's going on and let everybody give their opinion. But we just gonna get into this a little bit and listen to uh what some of what these people are saying. Okay, let's go. T.S. Blunt say that's absolutely right. Playing all in our faces, saying who's gonna check me, right? That's what they do. This corporate casket, this corporation that we're living in.
At the age of 12, singer Aaliyah was already pushing her way into the music industry. All she needed was a mentor to really get her career off the ground. Her uncle, Barry Hankerson, soon stepped in and introduced the young star to a person he believed would catapult her career, R.Kelly. Soon, the two started working on her debut album.
Oh, they want to play games with me today, huh?
What the? Hey, babe.
Already pushing her way into the music industry. All she needed was a mentor to really get her career off the ground. Her uncle, Barry Hankerson, soon stepped in and introduced the young star to a person he believed would catapult her career, R.Kelly. Soon, the two started working on her debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. At just 14 years old, maybe this album title should have raised red flags, being that it was produced by then 27-year-old R.Kelly. But it didn't. As time went on,
So, I have a question, right? So they said her debut album title, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Aaliyah's debut album title, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, should have been a red flag, right? So I want y'all to think about something now. This is something that we could think about. This is just a question, right? So they saying that Aaliyah's debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, should have been a red flag. We're talking about an album. We're talking about someone who wrote this album, who produced this album. So it should be a red flag when R. Kelly write an album for Aaliyah entitled with "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number," but it's no red flag when R. Kelly make a song for B2K that say "Baby Turn Around, Let Me See That Big Old Booty Go Bump Bump Bump." But B2K was kids at the time. Where was the outrage for that? Why did they have a problem with that? but they got a problem with him titling a debut album of Aaliyah at the time, 15. Age ain't nothing but a number. But they didn't have a problem when B2K was 15 and R. Kelly wrote a song for them that said, "Baby, turn around, let me see that sexy booty go bump, bump, bump." Why wasn't it? Where was the outrage for that? See, it's this double standard, right? The man he's a writer, he's an artist, he's a producer, he writes music. So, first of all, I would ask the question, why would you even take young teenagers to go and buy music from or get songs from a guy who's in his early late 20s? You get what I'm saying? So it's a problem when he write an album and write songs for Aaliyah and the title of the album is "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number," but it ain't no outcry when he wrote a song for B2K at the same time when those were young kids, and the song they singing, "Baby, turn around, let me see that big old booty go bump, bump, bump." So what was the outrage for that? So what you saying? Oh, it was okay for these young males to sing like that at a young age, but it's a problem because he titled an album "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number." That should have been a red flag. What's the red flag about that? The man writes music. When he writes his music, he's not writing his music thinking that, okay, well, this, that. This probably be music that he writes for himself. And when people come to him, well, look, I'll give you this. Well, you can have this. He told you the way he didn't know. First of all, I'm going to tell y'all something. Let me help you all. He didn't even know Aaliyah. I'm sure that a lot of his music or a lot of the music that was written for Aaliyah's album was probably written before he even met her. He probably had he probably had a lot of those songs before Aaliyah ever came around. Because you hear him talking about when he made music for Mike. He said when Mike called him, Mike called him and said, "Hey, I need a song." He said when he wrote the song for Mike, he said, "I had Moonwalker playing on the TV. I had Michael Jackson posters all around the studio." He went into that Michael Jackson mode. So he made songs that fit Mike. He made the song that fit Mike. And the dude was so creative with his song making to the point that he made a song for Michael Jackson, the biggest pop star of all time. And Mike told Kells, "Look, I don't want to change nothing. Keep it just like that." So with that being said, now if me thinking the way that I think, if he wrote a song, if he had knew Aaliyah, he would have been able to better write appropriate music for her. But the simple fact that he didn't know her, he probably just gave us some of his best music that he had already written. Let's see what y'all saying. What they don't tell you is that R.Kelly did not title Aaliyah album "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number." Aaliyah did. Right. And like my sister Prima Donna said, and Barry wanted Aaliyah to be with Kells because the record label wasn't going to sign Aaliyah without R. Kelly co-sign. So you can't tell me that this man, I feel as though if Kells would have knew Aaliyah at the time, he would have wrote appropriate music for her. But the thing was that Barry didn't want R. Kelly to write music that fits Aaliyah's age and who she was. Barry wanted that grown type music. The record label wanted her to have grown type music. They wanted her to sing about the things that she was singing about. Because you got to look at it. Who okayed the songs? Who okayed the songs? R. Kelly only wrote the songs, produced the songs. That's it. He didn't he didn't say, okay, this will go, this will go, this will go. He wasn't the one who authorized these songs to be put on the album. He just wrote the song, made sure they was mixed, mastered, and produced by him. That's it. So let's hear what these people saying, man. Oh, J Rock, you just stay right there, J Rock. If you want to come on the panel, if you can come on the panel, J Rock, let me know. Because I got one for you. I got some for you today, too, J Rock. I got some for you this morning, too, J Rock.
Their relationship suddenly changed. No longer was it mentor-mentee. It was more than that, and it was far darker than that. As the two sat down for interviews, often draped in head-to-toe matching clothing, the questions about their relationship started to come hard and fast.
Everybody seems to think that y'all are either girlfriend or boyfriend or cousins or let's get the
They never seemed to answer directly, dancing around the question and offering vague responses. No, they weren't related. They were just best friends. Interviewers laughed it off. Aaliyah would avoid answering questions about her age, and R. Kelly consistently commented on her shine and beauty. Their dynamic struck the industry and the public as odd, but no one spoke out about it. Nothing was said. Then, one day, Vibe suddenly shocked everyone.
So,
published their marriage certificate.
Let's see. Where we at? Right here. So, this was posted by Vibe, right? Let me go up. This was posted by Vibe. Let me get that off the stream. So this was posted by Vibe, 1995. So we finna put it together.
The questions about their relationship started to come hard and fast.
Everybody seems to think that y'all are either girlfriend or boyfriend or cousins or let's get the
They never seemed to answer directly, dancing around the question and offering vague responses. No, they weren't related. They were just best friends. Interviewers laughed it off. Aaliyah would avoid answering questions about her age and...
So make sure y'all listening closely to this because I'm finna connect what she's saying to what Demetrius Smith said. Okay.
R. Kelly consistently commented on her shine and beauty. Their dynamic struck the industry and the public as odd, but no one spoke out about it. Nothing was said. Then, one day, Vibe suddenly shocked everyone and published their marriage certificate. Aaliyah and R. Kelly were married. She was 15. Years later,
Okay. Hold on. Just a second, y'all. We got it. Hold on, y'all. Just a second. Here we come. Let's get this marriage certificate up here. So here we go. Now, this say it tells us when this supposedly took place in August 31st, uh August 31st, 1994.
Nothing was said. Then, one day, Vibe suddenly shocked everyone and published their marriage certificate. Aaliyah and R. Kelly were married. She was 15. Years later, it would come out that the R&B phenom bribed someone to change her ID to 18 so they could become legally married, but no one knew that at the time.
Huh. Okay. Big Vi ain't playing with you. Big Vi ain't playing with you. Let's go.
I met Robert back in 1985. He was about 16 years old at the time. I was thinking to myself, I helped groom him. Helped groom him. The young kid, 16, and he was very bashful, very shy, very super silly. At the same time, he was shy. I pretty much think that I mean, this is just me. I'm not trying to take claim or anything, but I just think that he got his courage somewhat from me because he was a bashful, shy kid. People used to mess with him and, talk about him. He didn't ever come out. He didn't come out. And then I spent a lot of time with him, taking him into the subways, grooming him, pretty much.
We gotta get to the part about this marriage certificate. Let's go.
Say, I back then said, hey, Tiffany, this is what you need to do. Robert, this is what I did. I told her to do this.
Now, what y'all are about to hear is that these people, this is BuzzFeed. Whoever these people is, whoever this channel is, this is someone associated with BuzzFeed or whatever. They saying that Robert was the one who paid somebody to get this fake ID, this, that, and the third. But you know what we do? We over here, we just keep it 100. We keep it 100.
Many just assumed he had gotten her parents' permission, but he hadn't, and they'd been married behind. As time went on,
Everybody seemed to
shocked everyone and published their marriage certificate. Aaliyah and R. Kelly were married. She was 15. Years later, it would come out that the R&B phenom bribed someone to change her ID to 18 so they could become legally married, but no one knew that at the time. Many just assumed he had gotten her parents' permission, but he hadn't, and they'd been married behind her parents' back. I would love to say here that, the music world was in shock. They expressed outrage that his career was seriously derailed after marrying a 15-year-old when he was in his late 20s. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. At the time, it was just a joke. A bizarre story that was plastered on tabloids as a crazy stunt rather than the horrific warning sign of abuse happening behind the scenes that it should have been.
So if the corporate is pushing this narrative, why doesn't if the corporate is pushing the narrative that Robert, they are pushing the narrative that Robert bribed somebody to give Aaliyah a fake ID. What is Demetrius saying?
Go
like a government ID. It was like a work ID.
It's government ID and a work ID.
And you're saying that it wasn't. I mean, if it had her name with a different age, that would make it a fake ID, right?
It's a fake ID, but it was a real ID. It was a government. It was, it's. I'm not gonna. I took them down to a government official place, and somebody there took some money, and somebody there took some money, and somebody there took some money. And they took our ID for it. And it was, and it's like you go into the county, it's like you go get a driver's license, and I know somebody in there, and I'll take you in there, and they'll give you a driver's license. You ain't got to take no test. You just give them some money. And that's what happened with that. And
so he admits, Demetrius admits he paid somebody for these fake documents. This is all he's doing. But I want y'all to listen to what the corporate has to say. Listen to what the corporate has to say about this.
Aaliyah wasn't seen as a victim of abuse and grooming from a whole grown-ass man. She was called a Lolita, a temptress who should take all of the blame. Newspapers called her the love of Kelly's life, and their marriage, which was quickly annulled, remained a running joke in the industry. And more horrific.
Now, let's go. Let's go to this. Let's go to this. Let's go to this. That's not even Robert Kelly's handwriting on there. But I believe Demetrius Smith, this is all he's doing. So, oh my bad. So here, this is published in BuzzFeed. I can't really see what's at the top right there. But this the Philadelphia Inquirer, tongue in cheek, referred to Aaliyah as the love of R.Kelly life. In a 1994 concert review, the recording of this makes about as much sense as R. Kelly marrying Aaliyah. I can't see this because this shit is angled. Lamented the Tampa Tribune in 1984 review of the swiftly forgotten debut album by a girl group, J-Rock. Is this the name of that girl group, J-Rock? Is this the name of the girl group that you were trying to think about that R. Kelly had wrote music for before? The girl group was called YNV. J-Rock. J-Rock, was this the name of that girl group right there, J-Rock? The group was called Y, a question mark, N, because it's saying this was a swiftly forgotten debut album by a girl group called YNV. Neither Kelly nor Aaliyah had anything to do with the album, but the scandal of their marriage seemed to be easy for a buzzy one-liner. So when we go to the next, all this shit was fake. Now y'all remember J-Rock. We all remember. I'm not just gonna say J-Rock. We all remember. Didn't Demetrius Smith say he called Robert during the New York trial? He said he called Robert and told Robert that Aaliyah was in trouble. Now, Demetrius said that he called Robert and told Robert that Aaliyah was in trouble. Those were Demetrius' words. He called Robert and told Robert that Aaliyah was in trouble. But according to According to this article here, now I want to understand. We're gonna start right here where it said Kelly and Aaliyah flew to Chicago. Now, J Rock, boy, I hate that you at work, J Rock, because you know for a fact, J Rock, you've been talking about this for a long time. I'm trying to understand how in the hell did him and Aaliyah fly back to Chicago, but Demetrius Smith said he called Robert and told him that Aaliyah was in trouble and he needed to get back. I'll wait. So how did they fly? Now the way that they quoted it is Kelly and Aaliyah flew to Chicago as if they were together and came to Chicago. Come on now. We got to make this make sense because Demetrius is the one who said he called Robert and told Robert that Aaliyah was in trouble. But so how the hell did Aaliyah and Robert fly to Chicago if Demetrius called him and told him Aaliyah was in trouble that he had to get back to Chicago? But it goes on to say Kelly and Aaliyah flew to Chicago where Smith said he bribed an official to obtain false documents showing that Aaliyah was 18 years old. And the pair had a quick city hall wedding in suburban Maywood. Their marriage license is dated August the 31st, 1994. Then they go on to say, as Smith's story goes, Aaliyah returned home to her family in Detroit the day after the wedding and told them what had happened. Pause. Now, they say this is according to Demetrius' story, that Aaliyah went home the next day after the wedding and told her family what had took place. It said her family took charge of the situation and on September the 29th, 1994, the marriage was annulled. Question, right? This is the question to the people in the chat. If she got married with a fake ID, what's up, lavish lady? What up, EJ? So if she got married with a fake ID, she went back home the next day. She told her parents what had took place. Her parents quickly took action and went and got the marriage annulled. How can her parents get a marriage annulled that they wasn't a part of? Can somebody help me? How can her parents get a marriage annulled without? How can the parents get a marriage annulled that they wasn't a part of it? And if they would have brought awareness to this marriage, the parents, if they would have brought awareness about this marriage taking place, automatically R.Kelly would have been locked up in charge. Automatically, he would have been locked up in charge. Once the parents came there with the proof that this girl is not 18 years old, she's only 15, he would have automatically been charged. We have to make this make sense. If the parents took charge of the situation and on September the 29th, now hold on now. He go another lie now. So according to Demetrius, right? They got married on August the 31st, 1994. Didn't they say that the marriage was quickly annulled 3 days later? So what happened to the 3 days later? This say her family took charge on September the 29th, 1994. September the 29th is a whole goddamn month later, not 3 days. September the 29th, 1994 is not 3 days later, like they were alleging. I'm just asking. Are we all seeing this? Are we all seeing this? So if they was married on August 31st, 1994, 3 days later would have been September the 3rd. Three days later would have been September the 3rd. So how is it that that's one other lie, because it was alleged that the marriage was annulled 3 days after they got married. It was alleged that the marriage was annulled 3 days after they got married. But according to this article here, it says that her family took charge of the situation, and on September the 29th, 1994, which is a whole month later. That's a whole month later. And how can her parents take charge of the situation without R.Kelly being charged for what he did, for the alleged crime? Because that would have turned into a crime. If you married a 15-year-old and the parents come into the courts to make a fuss about this situation. Look, my daughter's not 18, she's 15. Whoa, hold on. Well, how did that take place? How did she get this marriage? How did she get into this situation? Demetrius, along with Robert, would have been locked up. Everybody involved in this situation would have been locked up. If the parents, how can the parents get the marriage annulled without Robert? How can the marriage get annulled without Robert? Steven said, keep your big toe on their neck. I am. J-Rock said, that's bullshit. August 31st, 1994 was on a Wednesday. 3 days later would have been on a Saturday. You can't annul a marriage on the weekend. Facts. But that's allegedly that was allegedly what Demetrius Smith said. They got married, and 3 days later the marriage was annulled. But according to this article, the marriage wasn't annulled until September the 29th, 1994, and it said her parents took control. Her family took control of the situation. Her family took control of the situation. So how can her family just get an annulment? So that means anybody in my family that's married, I can just go to the courthouse and get their marriage annulled because I don't like my sister's husband. I don't like my sister's husband. I'm gonna get her marriage annulled. I don't like my mama husband. I'm gonna just go get her marriage annulled. You can't just go get a marriage annulled without these two people who signed this paper. Make that make sense. My point exactly, J-Rock. That's why I told you. I say J-Rock gonna love this right here. Ooh, J-Rock gonna love this. Somebody lying. What up, Derek? So it goes on to say, Aaliyah told her family that she never. Now listen to this. Listen to this. Listen at this part though. Aaliyah told her family that she never wanted to see Kelly again, and they set about making sure she would never have to. Now they saying Aaliyah told her family that she never wanted to see Robert again. So how do you go through all of those measures to marry somebody just because your family go and say you want to and get this marriage, and now you tell your family you don't never want to see Robert again? What did Robert? Come on, man. Come on, man. What did Robert? What did they say when they say the letter came out that Robert supposed to been gave to Jennifer Bunjean? It say that Robert was telling her that she needed to go home. Then it say that Robert told Aaliyah that she needed to go home, and Aaliyah told him that she wasn't going home unless he married her. Allegedly, wasn't that in the I forgot. I would need Miss April to tell me what that was. There was some type of like statement that Robert had allegedly gave that Jennifer Bunjean had or whatever. And it said that Aaliyah was there, whatever, and Robert told her that she needed to go home or whatever, and said that Aaliyah told him that she didn't want to go home, and the only way that she would go home is if he married her. But then you turn around and say that Aaliyah said that she told her family she never wanted to see Kelly again. Come on now. Boy, these people are really smoking. These people really sit here. They got so many stories going around, and now all you gotta do is sit and wait. All you gotta do is be patient. All these stories gonna come together. And you're gonna realize who is the corporation. As long as these stories keep on revealing themselves, we're going to find out who is the corporation, who's controlling these, who's putting these papers out, who's putting these stories out. Who putting these stories out? Because if she went to she went to Robert and told Robert, she flew, according to Demetrius, Aaliyah flew back to Chicago looking for Robert. He called Robert and told Robert that Aaliyah was in trouble. Robert supposed to be allegedly flew back to Chicago. Robert told Aaliyah that she needed to go home because she would get in trouble, that they couldn't be hanging around like that because of her age, and said that Aaliyah didn't want to go home, allegedly, and the only way that she would go home is if he married her. So you mean to tell me, so he married her, and the first thing she did when she got home and told her parents what took place in Chicago? Come on, man. These people want us to sit here and act like we ain't got the fucking They want us to act like we ain't got common sense. They want us to act like we ain't got common sense. We don't supposed to have common sense. This shit ain't making no sense. Never seen no annulment papers. Nothing. And if you get an annulment, that's proof that a marriage happened. So they would have locked R.Kelly up. Either way, he would have been locked up. If you get an annulment, there's proof that a marriage took place. He would have been locked up. He would have been locked up. If they were able to get an annulment, R.Kelly would have been locked up, bad as they wanted to lock this man up. That's proof that a marriage took place. An annulment is proof. Because you can't annul something that didn't happen. Let's go, man. Let's go. They say the family understand at the time seemed to have been that the marriage, while plainly a bad idea, was just a case of two kids who cared for each other getting in over the head. So they saying that they looked at Robert and Aaliyah as two kids that were just getting in over the head with each other. Come on, man. Rob made a mistake, Smith said in Solus. That's how the family looked at it. How do you look? Come on now. You saying that the family looked at Robert like he made a mistake. This man, 27 years old, marrying a 15-year-old. How is that a fucking mistake, man? That shit don't mistakenly happen. And I'm saying allegedly because I don't believe this shit, but you don't mistakenly marry a 15-year-old girl when you're 27 years old. But look who's saying all of this shit. Demetrius Smith. And why is Demetrius saying all this shit? Because he got fired in 1995. And when he got fired in 1995, that's when Vibe posted the marriage certificate in the that was the marriage certificate was posted in the Vibe magazine in 1995. That's when the marriage certificate was posted in the Vibe magazine in 1995 after Demetrius Smith got fired. Motive, motive, motive. Motives, motives, motives. If this shit happened in 94, why the hell wasn't this shit posted in the Vibe magazine in 94? Can you make it make sense? Can we make it make sense? If this shit happened in 1994, why wasn't the marriage certificate posted in the Vibe magazine in 1994? And plus, marriage certificates, marriages are public record. So don't you think if this shit would have took place, somebody some official in the state of Illinois would have saw that shit come through their system and say, hold on. How the hell is Robert Kelly married to Aaliyah? Everybody knew who R.Kelly was. Everybody knew who Aaliyah was. Everybody knew who they were. So when that marriage certificate was coming through to be processed, that was gonna be a red flag right away. What's up, Coretta? When that ticket came through the processing, it was gonna be a red flag right away. Hold on, Robert Kelly. Hold on, Aaliyah Dalton. Something ain't right about this. That shit ain't even coming up out of the government building. Hold on, we need to get the police on this. This ain't right. Everybody knew who Aaliyah and R. Kelly was, so you just couldn't go marry these people. And even if you did change her age, you couldn't just go change her age and didn't nobody know who she was. They were too popular. So when that marriage certificate would have been going through the process of becoming a license, a real marriage certificate, that shit was going to be stopped right there. But like I keep on telling y'all, if the shit was a null, there's record that it happened. That happened. If the shit was a null, that's proof that something happened. They would have locked him up right away then. In 94, September 94 was enough proof to lock him up. Once they got an annulment, that was enough proof to lock him up then. So why did this marriage certificate get posted in 94 when it happened? Why wait till you get fired, Demetrius Smith, and then you go sell a marriage certificate to Vibe magazine? I wonder how much did you get paid, Demetrius? How much did Vibe pay you for that marriage certificate? That should be the question right there. That's the question. Vibe magazine is no different than TMZ. They pay people for content. They pay people for pictures and all types of shit like that. So how much did Vibe magazine pay Demetrius Smith for that fake ass marriage license? And he knew that he can make money off of it. He knew that he can make money off of it. T.S. Blunt say that's absolutely right. Let's read some comments. That's absolutely right. He would have been caught up back then on that factual facts. Coretta said, but if you go back to what Michael Jackson said about Sony, then he ends up dead. Then later on, R. Kelly incarcerated after his work with Michael Jackson. Facts. It's all there. It's all there. Follow the narrative. I believe Michael Jackson told R. Kelly everything. Yeah, man, they talked. They was real close. Facts about it all. You say they could not get it annulled if obtaining it was fraudulent. Y'all know what I mean? Facts. It never happened. It never happened. And how can her family annul a marriage that took place with her and Robert if Robert is not there? Somebody got to represent him. He got to be there to agree to this shit. An annulment is not a one-party contract. An annulment is a two-party contract. A marriage is a two-party contract. So now it goes back to this. Demetrius Smith did this fucking scandal because he knew that his time was finna be ending around the R.Kelly camp. He knew that he had some. He did this to be able to make money for himself. That was his way of making money, saving his ass when he got fired. He said, "Yeah, I got this right here. So if Robert ever let me go, I know I can sell this marriage license to one of these outlets and get me some money because he ain't been paying me." We all heard him say, he was going on. He would have killed Robert if Robert wouldn't have paid him. This, that, and the third. But you see, how do you love somebody that you turn around and say you would have killed if they didn't pay you? Make that make sense. How much did Barry give him to run with the bullshit? Right. Fired for stealing our credit cards. Demetrius, shame on you. Fact. Demetrius was the rotten apple to Kel's life. Demetrius was the rotten apple to Kel's life. How is it that her own mother, father, brother sued Barry Hankerson? Right. So what was the paper release stating that it was done because she would not go home? Were those real or fake docs? Right. And the detectives instantly coming in there. The detectives gonna instantly come in there. Once her family get in there and say my daughter was illegally married, automatically right now we calling the cops. We gotta call the cops over here. We gotta get the cops involved. How is your daughter illegally married? Oh, she obtained a fake ID. Who got the fake ID for? R.Kelly. Oh, the cops all over that shit. They would have been all over that. They was gonna be all over that. How is it that her mother and brother not speaking to anyone? Facts. I believe her mother is really hurting behind all of this. I believe so too. Demetrius could had bribed an official to get a marriage license and took it to whomever signed the license as well. Right, that's what he did. Because we got to make it make sense. Why would the pastor marry Aaliyah and R.Kelly and get a license to Demetrius? Come on now. When have you ever seen a pastor do that? What have y'all been? I've been to several weddings. I've been to plenty of weddings. The pastor is the one who filed the records. The pastor is the one who filed the records. So why did that pastor get a license to Demetrius? Make that make sense. Why would he give it to Demetrius? Lies and propaganda has always sold. Facts. Lexion, hey. Facts, Coretta got her baby name all up in this mess. Facts. Mariah Carey told Brat and Jermaine Dupri everything that she went through dealing with Tommy Mottola. Tommy Mottola, evil man, he's a messed up dude. He's a dirty. He's the Sony. That's Sony Pitbull, Tony Mottola. I think her family would have said something by now if she was violated in any way. Coretta say that pastor married Drea and R.Kelly, not Aaliyah and R.Kelly. That could possibly be true. That could possibly be true, Coretta. That could possibly be true. You just said some shit. You just said some real shit. Because he didn't marry no goddamn R. Kelly and Aaliyah. That's fact. He ain't married R. Kelly and Aaliyah. R. Kelly divorced Drea in 2009. Okay, come on. Let's keep listening and see what these people got to say before we get up out of here.
It remained a joke even after her tragic death at just 22 years old. Unfortunately, this was just the beginning. This was the warning sign that everyone ignored. It was the crack starting to show in the reign of terror of R. Kelly. Most remained unaware of the horrors going on in the background. But his marriage to Aaliyah wouldn't be the last time he ended up in the news cycle. No, it only gets worse from here. And it took decades for his horrifying actions to finally be brought to light and for him to at last be brought to justice. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Corporate Casket. I'm the Illuminati, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most hated...
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all just hear what they call this shit? The corporate casket. We're going to be talking about the Illuminati. I know y'all just heard what I heard.
From here. And it took decades for his horrifying actions to finally be brought to light and for him to at last be brought to justice. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Corporate Casket. I'm the Illuminati, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most hated men in music, R.Kelly.
If you're ready to make room for a bigger bed, the time is right at the Revive Sleep Center inside living spaces.
Please be aware that this episode will discuss instances of SA and explicit actions involving minors. So if you don't feel like you're in the right headspace at the moment to hear about these things, feel free to check out another episode. Now, R. Kelly was the it man in music almost since the day he arrived. He was charismatic and charming and brought that special je ne sais quoi to practically everything he made. It was impossible to go anywhere without hearing one of his songs. Were you sitting in church? You bet your ass you'd be hearing I Believe I Can Fly. Were you in the club? Well, you were likely going to hear Ignition, maybe even the remix version. He was everywhere, and in the music industry's eyes, he could do no wrong. Even his marriage to Aaliyah was treated as a joke rather than an in-your-face instance of abuse. But in the early 2000s, some people thought maybe that would change. It was a normal day, just like any other, when seemingly out of nowhere, news began circling around the music world. A sex tape, R. Kelly's sex tape, had been leaked. Only this wasn't your run-of-the-mill sex tape. It showed the singer with a girl who seemed extremely young, and it showed him urinating on her. Despite what should have been seen as an awful and readily available example of R. Kelly's abusive and pedophilic nature, it also became a running joke. It seemed like the joke would potentially die down when R. Kelly was finally arrested for child pornography in 2002. Immediately, he pled not guilty and was released on bail, only to be arrested again less than a year later with even more accusations of child pornography.
So were y'all aware that they arrested him twice for child pornography in 2002, and then they turned right back around in 2004? Were y'all aware of that? Were y'all aware of that? Were y'all aware that they arrested him in 2002, and then they turned right back around and arrested him again in 2004? Were y'all aware of that?
An awful and readily available example of R. Kelly's abusive and pedophilic nature, it also became a running joke. It seemed like the joke would potentially die down when R. Kelly was finally arrested for child pornography in 2002. Immediately, he pled not guilty and was released on bail, only to be arrested again less than a year later with even more accusations of child pornography.
So he was arrested in June 5th of 2002 for these child pornography tapes.
The second string of charges was eventually dropped.
And then hold on, let y'all hear that. Let y'all hear this.
As a joke rather
What up,
than
Sir
an
Miguel?
in-your-face instance of abuse. But in the early 2000s, some people thought maybe that would change. It was a normal day, just like any other, when seemingly out of nowhere, news began circling around the music world. A sex tape, R.Kelly's sex tape, had been leaked. Only this wasn't your run of...
They got February of, it all started in February 8th, 2002 is when it all started.
The Mill sex tape. It showed the singer with a girl who seemed extremely young. And
What's
it
up,
showed
Aaron?
him urinating on her. Despite what should have been seen as an awful and readily available example of R. Kelly's abusive and pedophilic nature, it also became a running joke. It seemed like the joke would potentially die down when R. Kelly was...
He was finally arrested in June 5th, 2002.
Finally arrested for child pornography in 2002. Immediately, he pled not guilty and was released on bail, only to be arrested again less than a year later with even more accusations of child pornography. The second string of charges was eventually dropped on a technicality.
Hold on now. Now, I want y'all to think about what he was just charged with. And I'm finna tell y'all why they dropped the charges back then.
Less than a year later with even more accusations of child pornography. The second string of charges...
So the second string of charges were dropped. It's in a move that prosecutors described as routine. 7. Now that number 7, we just heard it 7 again, y'all. We just heard 7 in Chicago again. We just heard 7 in the Chicago trial. 7 charges were dropped. 7 of the 21 charges were dropped in the 2002 case. 7 of the 21 charges was dropped in the 2002 case. We just saw him beat 7 charges again in Chicago. So it's a 7 of the 21 charges facing Robert Kelly were dismissed on Friday. The Associated Press report said the Grammy-winning R&B singer, full name Robert Kelly, saw charges drop for the count of soliciting a minor to appear in child pornography. What was he just charged for in Chicago? Are y'all the charges in Chicago? So the charges that they dropped in 2002 was damn near the charges that they charged him with in 2022. The charges that they dropped in 2002 is similar charges that they charged him with in 2022. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find the charge shit. Let me see. Let me see. Man, this shit crazy, y'all. They dropped the charges in '07 just to come back and charge him, just to come back and charge the same charges in 2022. So, yeah, here you go. Let's see. All right, y'all. Just give me a second. I'm gonna put it up here so we can all see it. Put it up. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So it says, let's see, let's see, we got, it said Kelly 55 Chicago was convicted of 3 counts of producing child pornography and 3 counts of enticing a minor to engage in sexual activity. Okay, so this article that they have from back here says that, okay, let's get that off the stream. It say 7 charges dropped. It say in a move that prosecutors describe as routine. 7 of the 21 charges facing R.Kelly was dismissed on Friday. An Associated Press report said a Grammy-winning R&B singer, full name Robert Kelly, saw charges dropped for the counts of soliciting a minor to appear in child pornography. Now, ain't this the same shit? The charges that they dropped in 2004 are the same charges that this man was charged with in 2022. They say this not double jeopardy. They say this not the same case. They say this not double jeopardy. They say it's not the same case. So how is it that these charges that were dropped in 2004 are the same charges in 2022? This shit ain't making sense to me. The same fucking case. It's the same shit, y'all. I thought I was tripping. Stand up to be counted. Good morning. I thought I was tripping. Kelly attorney had attempted to get those charges dismissed at a hearing in December when he argued that they referred to a statute that became a law after the tape was recorded. This is proof. This is proof. It's the same shit. They solicited a minor to appear in child pornography. And then they come back with this. Enticing a minor to engage in sexual activity. The same shit, different words. The same shit, different words. I'm finna take y'all there though. I just gotta find it for y'all. Now I'm trying to go to where. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, right here. Now y'all just saw the soliciting and enticing, right? So now the jurors, this right here, you see what the jurors asked Angel Cruz in Chicago, why weren't they charging Robert with marrying and abusing Aaliyah, right? And Cruz said Kelly married Aaliyah in 94. Cruz explained. He said, but the law under which they were charging Kelly, enticement of a minor to engage in sexual activity, did not exist until 1996. The marriage was quickly annulled and Aaliyah was killed. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. So how is this same charge is connected to all of these accusers? So you mean to tell me Robert solicited everybody? Solicited. Everybody was solicited. Enticement. Boy, boy, they think, look, they switch words around all they want to, but they can't get this shit past us because we watching. They can't get this past us because we watching. We watching. Y'all look at the bottom. Say Kelly married a little 94. Crew explained, but the law under which they were charging Kelly. So is it safe to say? Is this safe to say, right? Now y'all look at this now. This they say the marriage happened in 94. This law didn't exist until 96. But they didn't go to trial until fucking 2008. From 2001 to 2008. So why wasn't that law able to work? Haven't they changed the laws throughout this whole trial? Both trials? Haven't they changed laws throughout both trials? They have done what the fuck they wanted to do throughout both of these trials. This is proof that this marriage shit to Aaliyah never happened. This shit happened in 94. The law changed in 96. The trial didn't start until 2008. You don't think that they had enough time to go in and do what they had to do to make that law fit whatever took place in 1994? But look, y'all, I just had to come on here with part one. But look, keep that. I want y'all to remember that word right there. The corporate casket. The corporate casket. It's important that we remember that term. The corporate casket. We are now watching the corporate casket of Kanye West. The corporate casket of R.Kelly. We have seen the corporate casket of Michael Jackson. We've seen the corporate casket of Prince. We've seen these things. Remember that word, y'all. The corporate casket. To be buried alive. To be buried alive. The corporate casket. Who send your career downward spiraling when you're not confining to the things that they want you to do. When you're no longer being the pet on the chain, they have to figure out a way to get rid of you. And what's worse than being buried alive when you can't even help yourself? They gave us the term. Whoever this Illuminati page is, they only helped us understand what it is and who is controlling this shit. They helping us understand who's behind the takedown of these people. The corporate casket. When they snatch your endorsements, when they snatch your stadiums, when they snatch your schools, when they snatch your music. The corporate casket. These people play right in front of us. They play their hand right in front of us. None of this shit is hidden. It's right in front. Right, Alvaro. But the whole bribery the whole bribery to get an ID, they never proved that. And you can't charge them with bribery to get an ID when you have your witness that's testifying under immunity that told you all that Robert did not get no ID. When the government witness told Ann Donnelly that Robert had nothing to do with him obtaining a fake identification card for Aaliyah. So the Supreme Court is going to see that in the transcripts. And Donnelly is going to have to explain, how did you charge Mr. Kelly with this when Mr. Smith admitted that Robert had nothing to do with him getting a fake ID card for Aaliyah? Rodney Williams says Snoop Dogg did not apologize. If Snoop Dogg did not apologize, Gayle King, they would have canceled him too. Yeah, Snoop Dogg tucked his tail. He tucked his tail. Yep, I know, but you can't unring the bell with the jurors. Agreed. That's why we haven't heard from we haven't heard from a single juror from the New York trial. They all have been silenced, if they even exist. Now they gonna get a taste of their own medicine when Jennifer go back and change the language in the appeal. Like they was able to change the language in the courtroom. When Jennifer go back and change the language in the appeal, what are they gonna say then? And sometimes you're gonna have to fight. You ain't gonna be able to always have your brother with you or your cousin. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get caught slipping one day by yourself. Which is why MTV put out the article that said R.Kelly was involved in that brawl in 1996, which was bullshit, because if that would have happened, that tour would have been stopped, which it wasn't. Correct. That brawl happened in 94. I think you said that brawl happened in 94. But they put out the brawl happened in 96 to make it seem like he was in Chicago in 94. They did it intentionally. They fucked the date up intentionally. He called her a dog head, but he came out and apologized. Ain't no apology, man. You know. But y'all, we got with that interview that I'm playing, because I want to wait to play the rest of it. I did talk to Prima Donna. I did tell her I want to go through this interview that I was just playing. I told Prima, I say, I want to go through this whole video. The video is about it's 28 seconds. We only did 5 minutes of it. But I told Prima, I said, I want to go through this video with you and break down every lie that this Illuminati channel is saying. This video right now is currently at 617,000 views on YouTube. I can't wait to Prima, she hit me back. So later on tonight, y'all, later on this evening, I want to come on. We're going to pick up where we left off in part 2. We're going to have about 25. We got 23 minutes of more video to break down. The panel will be open for anyone who want to come on. So if you got the information, if you know the information, make sure you here to come on. Because the only way we can debunk this shit is if we all on here together. We all got to come on this panel together tonight. We're going to go through the other 23 minutes of this video. And we're going to stop it and pause it at every lie. We're going to stop and pause at every lie. And we're going to break that shit down. Don't nobody do it like we do it. Don't nobody do it like we do it when we do it. Because we do it the way we do it. You hear me? J-Rock, Sir Miguel. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying like hell that my sister, the YouTube private investigator, I'm going to start calling her Prima Donna Palladino. What's up, Georgia girl? Now we getting ready to close out. You got something you want to speak on, Georgia girl, before I close out? I'm gonna start calling her Prima Donna Palladino. That's what her new name is for me. Don't nobody steal my name, or y'all go when y'all see her, let her know Big Vi named her Prima Donna Palladino. She could have been working for Jack Palladino with her investigative skills. Man, get that out of here. Somebody block that 10. No, I got it. Get your bitch ass up out of here. We're coming here. See, that what happened when you doing them good lives, them old spam pages start coming. You know when you're live on point, them spam pages start coming. Most definitely, God continue to watch over Robert and bless Robert, and Robert is gonna come out a rebuilt man. The worst thing you can do to a black man or any man, the worst thing you can do to any man or woman is put their backs against the wall, because that's when they really learn what their true strength is. That's when a person really learn what their true strength is. Once you put their backs against the wall. When you put somebody back against the wall, they're gonna either come out or they're gonna lay down. You're gonna either come out or lay down. When you put somebody back against the wall, they're gonna either come out or lay down. The worst thing they could have did was isolated Robert and isolated Robert from everything that was going on in his life. Because right now, the type of cleansing that God is doing, boy, he gonna come out so purified. They thought they had a problem before. They're gonna have an even greater problem when he come home, because it ain't gonna be nothing that they can do to stop it. So let me see if I could let me see. I do this for you all. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Make sure y'all hitting them like, man. Make sure y'all most definitely make sure y'all hitting that like button. Rodney Williams, retracted message. We know Kels is going to beat this. Oh yeah, most definitely, man. But this cleansing that God is taking him through was needed. Okay, y'all. That's the pin. What was pinned in the chat right there? That's the link to the video that we're going to be going over later tonight. So what you see pinned at the top of the chat, that is the link to what we're going to be discussing later on today. So if y'all want to go and watch that, it's about 28 minutes long. If y'all want to go and watch it and go through it, and later on today, when we come on, we're gonna be well ready, and we're gonna be real. We're gonna be ready and ready to go. We're gonna be ready to go. So I suggest that everyone go and I suggest that everybody go and, if you have the time, to check that video out. And when we come back, shit, we're gonna knock that video out. Hopefully my sister Prima Donna Palladino can come up on the panel tonight. We're gonna go through that video and we're gonna knock that shit out. We're gonna stop the lie. We're gonna kill the lies. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kill the lies. In part 2, we're gonna kill the lies. But we're gonna be questioning this corporate casket. We gotta bring awareness to this corporate casket, man. We have to bring awareness to this corporate casket. Let's expose this corporate casket. Panama, what's going on, Miss Panama? So with that being said, you guys, we finna get up out of here. Y'all be blessed.
The devil doesn't want you to become what God has spoken over your life. But you cannot afford to be afraid, because fear is the enemy of your faith. I've come this morning to speak to your possibility. You are royal, you are chosen, you are God's people, and you are anointed to finish. The Bible says that he that beginneth the good work shall complete it. Somebody repeat after me: God finishes what he starts. The devil doesn't want you to become what God has spoken over your life. But you cannot afford to be afraid, because fear is the enemy of your faith. I've come this morning to speak to your possibility. You are royal, you are chosen, you are God's people, and you are anointed to finish. The Bible says that he that beginneth the good work shall complete it. Somebody repeat after me: God finishes what he starts.
That's it. Y'all be blessed. Love yourself today a little bit more than you did yesterday. Everybody have a great, blessed rest of y'all day. And tonight, make sure y'all have y'all drinks. I got my Jack Daniel. I got my Coke. I got my Cayman Jack margaritas. So guess what? It's all, look, ain't no chains on me tonight. I ain't holding back. It's up. And it's stuck there.